I'm Stuart Thompson, editor of Digital TV Europe. I'm here with Jacques Guillemot, who is SVP Executive Affairs at NAGRA, and you're in charge of the artificial intelligence initiatives that NAGRA is undertaking. Jacques, what can artificial intelligence do for the cable industry, and how far is it a game changer for cable?
I think artificial intelligence is really a game changer for the cable industry. But we have to keep in mind that artificial intelligence is just a tool. It's just a way to help. It's a way to scale the talent of operators, of the skills that are present at operators, and that can help to be able to take all this craftsmanship at a bigger scale to allow subscribers to have a better experience, and in the end to love the service way more.
How far do you think cable has gone to embrace AI up to now, compared with, for example, competitors such as the OTT platforms and the big telcos?
I think the cable industry is way behind in terms of the reasoning around artificial intelligence compared to OTT platform. You know, it's a simple reason. It's a matter of legacy. You know, cable operators have to deal with the legacy platform that they had that still works very well, that guarantees them the footprint that they have today, and so it's important now to see how we can use artificial intelligence, but taking advantage of the legacy that we have today. You know, for example, Netflix, as you know, is producing content in line with what has been consumed. Facebook is arbitrating in real time, individually, the feed of information in order to retain stickiness. You know, cable operators are far from here. And they are far from here also because internally the processes and the organization are structured in a way that what should be a very transversal approach from the management is in fact a very siloed approach where data from very different data sources cannot talk to each other, where the IT, the marketing, the data science teams are very in their own bubble and not having the means to collaborate together. So that's where really there is a very big opportunity, but there's also a lot of work to do in order to be able to guarantee that subscriber will continue to use the system, because the service. Because in the end, it's the fact that subscribers use the system that makes operators successful.
So what does it make sense for cable to prioritize and think about in using AI, and what does it need to do now?
I think first we have to talk a common language. So we have to have a structural way of having the same referentials for all data, to be able for data to talk to each other or to correspond to each other, to be harmonized. This is the first step in terms of collecting data that can be used easily. The second step, in my opinion, is that, as I was saying, AI is a game changer, and we cannot drive within an organization a game changer from each and every department. It's a top management topic, and we have seen, you and I, the buzz around artificial intelligence, and the managements have talked a lot about artificial intelligence, but they have not put the hands really in the mud to understand what it takes in my business, what are the arbitration I need to do in between the departments to ensure that the orchestra is working well. And that's why, for me, this topic belongs first and foremost to top management, and is then down to all the organization. The third aspect for me is to really start with the business question, because it's the business question that defines what is the issue I want to answer to, and what is the data I need to answer to this question. And very often we have seen organizations that say, okay, I have all this data, what can I do with this? And I don't think it's the right approach. The right approach is, I have a churn issue. I have an issue to put a price on the content I purchase. I have an issue in operations to detect the failure and to detect the subscriber, the high-value subscriber that have been harmed by a failure in the delivery of the content? These are real business questions, and we need not only to have the information, dashboards, reports, we also need to have some predictions of what's going to happen, and we also need to have recommendations on which action to take next. What is the best way to encourage the use of the service? What is the action? Is it a marketing action? Is it a recommendation action? Or I need to deliver better service or better operations? Okay, what is the action I need to understand? So from the output of AI in an organization is not a dashboard. The output of AI in an organization is, as I was saying before, you scale the doers and you demand actions, to have the actions and know what to do best to ensure that the service is properly used.
So finally, Jacques, what is the roadmap for cable to embrace AI in the future, and how much scale do operators need to reap the benefits?
Looking at this topic from a technological aspect or from a scale aspect, as I was saying, is I don't think it's the best way. I think we have first to ensure to identify the critical aspects of the business that we need to cover, and then the infrastructure and the scaling will follow. And so the roadmap I see for me is really first to identify the right business topics and focus on it, to provide a transversal platform or a transversal aspect for all the organization to be able to work together on the same topic. Because what we see regularly is that you have IT saying, oh, but we collect all data in our data lake. And you go to marketing and they say, yeah, I know we have this beautiful data lake, but every time I ask for a query in the data lake, it takes 3 weeks. And when the query is, I want to change the query, it takes another 3 weeks. This cannot happen given this cannot continue like this given the competition from OTT platforms that you were mentioning, because these people have the ability to have the data on a real-time basis. And the third aspect for me is the quality of the data. It's not only collecting everything possible. You have to define and to harmonize the data to make sure that you can use them, and especially audience data, consumption data, that you can use them as easily as possible in the organization. And the last aspect, as I was mentioning before, is this topic belongs to top management. So this has to be driven from the management board down to the organization.
Jacques, thanks very much.